Thank you for stopping by today to check out my channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Bill Thomas, and I'm a 46-year-old Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu blue belt. I recently suffered an ACL injury in January of this year, and I had surgery to correct that injury. The purpose of this video today is to discuss the surgical procedure, the post-op surgical care that I've received, and the recovery process for the first 2 weeks post-operation. So, the surgery that I elected to have was a hamstring graft to replace and repair my ACL. If you're not familiar with that, basically what happens is the surgeon removes 1 or 2 hamstring tendons and uses those tendons to prepare a graft that is inserted inside your knee to replace the ACL. And that's the procedure that I elected to have done. There are several other options available besides the hamstring graft. You could have a patellar tendon graft, which is also considered a gold standard for people that are athletic or more active. And then there's also a quad graft that can be used. And then there's also a cadaver graft that could be used to replace the ACL. My surgeon and I discussed the options, and just based on my age and physical activity, we elected and felt that the best option, for me at least, was to have the ACL replaced with a hamstring graft. So, approximately 2 weeks ago, the surgery was performed, and so today I want to discuss with you what's life been like after for the first 2 weeks after ACL surgery. If you've never had ACL surgery, or if this is something that you're about to go through, then hopefully this information is helpful to you, and you will find some useful tips, or at least be prepared to know what you're getting into. So the day of surgery went relatively easy. I showed up at the surgical center and was seen by a couple nurses once I was checked in, and was prepared to have the surgery. Obviously changed into a hospital gown, taken back, given a general anesthesia, and woke up post-operation, and everything had been done. There was some significant pain, but it was more of just a dull kind of ache in my leg. For all intents and purposes, it was actually less pain than I felt prior to going into surgery, at least in the knee area. The knee felt pretty good. The area around my knee, just because of the swelling, was uncomfortable. So obviously there was prescription pain medications given, and the doctors, or the anesthesiologist, actually used nerve blocks in my left leg, the leg that I had surgery on, to at least kind of make that pain a lot less. Had I not had the nerve blocks, it probably would have been extremely unbearable, and a lot of discomfort in that area. So luckily they used the nerve blocks. There was no issue, and again, the pain was just kind of a dull ache, all things considered. So I was genuinely pleased about that. Now, once the nerve block wore off, there was some additional pain, and I used prescription painkillers as prescribed by the doctor to help at least minimize that and allow me to still be able to get up and move around and do things that I needed to do just in life in general. So post-op through week 1, there's going to be a lot of swelling. There's going to be a lot of discomfort. It's going to be hard for you to move your leg, and that's the things that I ran into. I could pretty quickly get my leg extended fully, or at least close to full. The issue that I had was bending the leg. I was having some difficulty bending the leg past probably 70, 80 degrees for at least the first few days, and that was all due to swelling. The surgeon ordered a continuous passive motion machine that I used a great deal in the first few days, along with an ice machine that unfortunately was not covered by insurance, and I had to pay for out of pocket, but it was definitely a worthwhile investment to help my recovery and to help reduce the swelling and speed things along. So the first few days, probably I would say the first week, there was a lot of time spent on the CPM with the ice machine, and just that stuff constantly running to help try to regain some range of motion in the leg and reduce the swelling as much as possible. If I needed to get up and move around, I had a straight brace on to prevent my knee from bending because the area is weak. The leg is not strong. There's some muscle atrophy that has gone on, and the brace is just there to protect your leg, to protect your knee, and anytime I was up and moving around, I had to put the brace on. I was also given crutches in order to get around and use those extensively for, I would say, at least the first 4 or 5 days. I used both crutches in order to get up and move around, whether I was going to get something to eat or going to the restroom or just moving from one room of the house to the other. Since then, week 1 into week 2, there's been some drastic changes. My knee has began to feel a lot better. There's still some issues there. There's still some pain in the leg, but it's been greatly reduced compared to the first few days post-op, as one would expect. I'm happy to say that I'm no longer required to use crutches anytime I'm up and moving around. The leg has gotten a lot stronger from week 1 to week 2, and that's all due to the exercises prescribed by the physical therapist and making sure I'm doing them religiously every day, as often as possible. For those of you that have been through ACL surgery, you'll know what I'm talking about, and if you haven't gone through ACL surgery and you're about to, just know you're going to put in work. It's not going to get better on its own. Your leg is not going to just start bending on its own. It's not going to straighten on its own. You have to put in work and do these things religiously multiple times a day in order to get the range of motion back in your leg and in order to get your leg fully straightened out, which are vitally important to recovering from this type of surgery. So no more crutches, and I'm very happy about that. No more knee brace. After my first physio appointment, the physical therapist said, ditch the knee brace, you're good, and we want you to start moving the leg, we want you to start walking on it, putting some weight on it, and I did that immediately after leaving the physical therapy session. Some of the exercises that you might have to do, they're going to be stuff like quad sets, where you're just flexing that muscle with your leg straight, flexing your quads, trying to get your quads to fire again, because that's one of the things that quickly go away, or at least the quad muscles are traumatized because of the surgery, because of all the swelling, and they don't want to work. So really early on, besides trying to get your leg straight, you've got to get those quad muscles firing, and you're going to spend a lot of time just trying to flex your quad muscles and trying to get those things to work so you can start to build strength in and around the knee and move forward in your physical therapy progression. In addition to quad sets, you're going to do a lot of leg lifts, ankle pumps, heel slides, and other exercises that may be prescribed by your physical therapist, all designed to help build strength in your leg, to make your leg stronger, make your knee stronger, and help you move forward in the physical therapy process. So besides losing the crutches and losing the brace, I've also been given the go-ahead to start driving. Since it was my left leg, it doesn't affect my ability to push the gas pedal or push the brake as you would with your right leg, at least here in the United States. And so therefore, I'm able to drive again and go places that I need to go without having to be chauffeured or escorted by my spouse. So definitely happy about that. The swelling has gone down tremendously in the leg. I'm able to walk unassisted, as I said, and with very little pain in my left leg. So again, thank you for stopping by and checking out my channel today. If this is your first time here, please consider hitting that subscribe button, giving me a like, and touching that bell notification, so that way you'll be notified anytime I upload a new video in the future. Again, these videos are purely just to document my recovery process from surgery until I can return to jiu-jitsu. I'm also hoping that if you're about to have this surgery, that you'll find some information in these videos that will be useful to you, that you can use throughout your recovery process. If you've been through this process or are about to go through the surgery, please leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear about your experiences or discuss the things that you might be thinking about going into this surgery. If there's anything that you'd like for me to discuss in the future, please leave a comment down below, and I'll try to make a video about it so I can address any of the questions that people may have regarding ACL surgery. Now again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physical therapist. I'm just a normal guy who went through this surgery and is going through this recovery process now. So by no means am I an expert, but my thoughts and experiences can hopefully help somebody else that's going through something similar to this or about to go through something similar to this. So again, please hit like, hit the subscribe button, and we'll catch you in the next video. Have a blessed day. Stay positive, keep working. Things will get better. I promise.